from Lindsay Field in Hampton. WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Girls Fast Pitch Softball. The Hampton Crabbers hosting the Phoebus Phantoms. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Cole, and we welcome you to a sun-drenched, beautiful day here at Lindsay Field for the battle between the 8-8 Phoebus Phantoms and the 5-11 Hampton Crabbers. And Bob, we have a beautiful setting for our final spring sport of the regular season.
We sure do, Tim. It's nice weather as far as the temperature-wise. It's probably in the mid-70s. A little bit cloudy. Every now and then the sun will go under, but we don't mind that since we're sitting out in it. But it should be a good game. I'm really impressed with the Hampton Crabbers. They've really come along this year real well.
Going to show the folks the Phoebus lineup for this afternoon's game. While we're doing that, I'll remind you this game is brought to you by Zooms with Baker's Dozen, 13 Peninsula locations, and in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the funeral director. There is the Phoebus lineup for you, along with their coach, Beth Mayer.
Well, they have co-coaches. Beth Mayer and Leslie McClammy are the co-coaches for the Phoebus Phantoms. It took two to replace Wade Trainham, I guess.
I wouldn't touch that line with a...
Well, Wade is probably as big as both of them put together. But
now, you said that was Bob. Wade.
Tim paid me to say that, Wade.
All right.
There's your officials.
And the umpires behind the plate. Rudy Hendricks on the bases. James Bradshaw on the first pitch of the afternoon is a strike. Hampton is sending to the mound Tasha Shucker, and her battery mate is Tiffany Hafes. Hafes, is that how we're pronouncing it?
Yeah, Hafes.
And a first batter, Jamie Walsh, has popped out to the first baseman for out number one. Well,
now, Andrea Samsky, who is the coach for the Hampton Crabbers, has no assistant, but Russell Shucker, who is the father of one of the young ladies on the Hampton Crabber team, helps out and does a lot of work.
First pitch to the second batter, Ashley Sykes, who is our shortstop this afternoon for the Phantoms.
Ashley is a sophomore over at Phoebus High School. Both these teams are young.
Yeah, didn't you say there's like two seniors on one squad and one on the other? Nice work by the third baseman to get over there for out number two.
And that is, who's the third baseman?
Third baseman.
Oh, Kiara Jones.
Kiara Jones, okay. And our third batter is Jackie Ward, the pitcher for the Phantoms.
Jackie, another sophomore. There are one senior. There's one senior on the Phoebus team and two seniors on the Crabbers team. So they've got a lot of years to go with these young people, and it's good to see that both teams have got some people coming back and had a pretty good year. Nice hit right up the
Nice knock
center.
Up the middle. Jackie Ward is on with a base hit, so she will stop at first, and that will bring up Christina Parrish.
One of the ninth graders. There are 4 ninth graders on this Phoebus team.
Christina playing left field for the Phantoms. First pitch is a call strike right down the middle. See which pair of glasses is going to work best for us here, Bob. I need that little clip-on thing.
Yeah, you do, when you flip up and down.
One strike, the count. This one is hit out of play down the left field line. So quickly, Hampton ahead of the count 0-2 with 2 outs and a runner on first.
And Tim, can you see the balls and strikes on the scoreboard?
I can't see the scoreboard. Oh, there it is.
Oh, what do you mean?
Now I see it.
We got to point you in the right direction.
That was the key to this, is knowing where to look. Strike 3, as swinging on strike 3 was Christina Parrish. And the first half of the first inning has concluded. 1 hit, no runs. And after 1/2 inning, it's Phoebus nothing and Hampton coming to bat.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game for both of these teams this afternoon. That player receive a plaque and a shirt Plaque comes from Engraving Inc., and they're located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalter is the owner. The shirt comes from the Islander Sporting Goods, and they're located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
And as you see on your screen, the starting lineups this afternoon for the Lady Crabbers. And the pitching on the Phoebus side, we'll have Jackie Ward, the aforementioned, as she singled in the first inning for the Phantoms, and her battery mate this afternoon. Well, you know what? I need that lineup back from you from the Phoebus. I missed our catcher.
Catcher is Samantha Haraway.
Oh, boy. Now I've done it. I'm out of sequence here.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, would it?
Well, I can top that. I got numbers that don't match now. Either, so. This is going to be a good one. Amanda Crocker got her. Okay, so we got our catcher is Samantha
Haraway. And she is in the 6th position as far as batting goes. Does that help you out?
Almost. Thank you very much. You're a good man. Don't get in. Okay, Jamie Walsh will start off. She will try to bunt the ball, and it goes foul.
No, that's not Jamie. Jamie's pitching. That's Tiara Jones batting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just a junior. You got to get
side.
to the right side.
I had to flip it back over. It's one of those highly technical things.
Boy,
Tiara Jones.
The sun is really doing the
It is. I can't see from the brightness of the sun. So we're all set now. Tiara Jones is the leadoff batter, followed by Tiffany Hafes.
Where's Kathy Walsh when we need her with the big umbrella, right?
That's right. Sunstroke is set in already. And due up third in this inning will be Brittany Butler. Infield playing in for the Phantoms. Ball and a strike to count. Looked at it, started to bunt it, and decided it was a ball, and it was called such. 2 balls and 1 strike. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. First and third baseman for the Phantoms, literally breathing down the batter's neck. 3-1 with the inside pitch. Oh, and that hit her, and that'll give her first base. Ball was just inside.
Anyway, because it was a 4th ball too. So, how would you call that as a hit batter, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she could have swung at it and created a strike from that aspect of it, but because it hit her, that precedes or supersedes everything else. Okay, Tiffany Hafes. And the ball gets away from the catcher, and quickly down to second with no problem is Tiara Jones.
Tiffany is one of the only 2 seniors on this Crabber squad.
1 ball and no strikes.
1 ball, no strikes.
Runner in scoring position now. And this one's bunted nicely in front of the plate.
Nice.
Good job of the sacrifice by Tiffany. As she is out at first, but moves Tiara Jones over to third base with just 1 out.
What a great bunt that was.
Excellent.
Tiffany did lay that thing down. The only play that the catcher had was at first. Watch the replay on this.
I'll try and get it for you in just a second. So 1 out now, but runner on third. And the ball is high, gets away from the catcher again, and Tiara Jones will score easily without drawing the throw.
She's got some quickness.
She's very quick. That's who you want as your leadoff man.
Absolutely. Who do we have as batting?
This is Brittany Butler, the left fielder. Here's the replay of the bunt we were talking about earlier. Laid it down perfectly, had no play but at first. This one is hit in the hole to left field, and Brittany Butler will get first base on a single.
Well, that young lady would have driven that runner in from third base anyway with that nice single in the gap.
And it'll bring up Jasmine Villas.
Freshman, and I believe if I would go out on a limb and say her brother's the pitcher for the Hampton Crabbers.
Well, Jasmine Justin could be. Play at second, got away from the second baseman. Again, those of you who may not be familiar with the fast pitch softball, the outfielders play very shallow and in some instances have an opportunity, even though the ball will clear the infield, they'll have an opportunity for a force play. But not the case this time, although it would have been close. But since the second baseman didn't even get a good glove on it, it's a moot point.
That's for sure.
So Villas is on, and that will bring up Janine Edwards, who is the center fielder.
She's a junior.
Crabbers with a run in and a couple of runners on. First pitch to Edwards is a ball. On deck is Tasha Shucker, the pitcher. Runners at first and second, just one out here in the bottom of the first. Hampton trying to put a bunch of runs on the board as the ball is just foul and just out of the reach of the first baseman. And a cloud of dust is formed as a result. Fortunately, we're not.
The wind seems to be blowing away from us, so that's kind of nice. I remember over at Bethel Park, we got a mouthful of field.
Call strike on the inside corner. Nice pitch. Still let it mouth. I got some dust on that last one. It could be worse. A ball and 2 strikes, the count. Phoebus trying to get out of a jam here. Foul back. Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. 1 run in for the Lady Crabbers. I guess, do I have to call them Lady Crabbers? I guess.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, you know, in basketball, you call the basketball ladies team the Lady Crabbers.
Lady Crabbers. Well, Lady Crabbers, Lady Phantoms. I think that sounds appropriate.
Swing and a miss, and Edwards strikes out for the second out of the inning.
That's Jackie's first strikeout.
And this will bring up the Hampton pitcher, Tasha Shucker, with runners at first and second and 2 down.
Tim, is just a sophomore, so as a pitcher, it's kind of good that you have a young lady that's pitching you know you're going to have a couple more years with.
And she's looked impressive so far, too. Takes the first pitch for a call strike. Set to go. First, second pitch is outside. Everybody stays put. Just a quick reminder for those of you not familiar with some of the rules. The runners cannot lead off the bag. They must stay on the bag until the ball has cleared the pitching mound. That one's inside. Quick throw down to first. They've got the runner trapped between first and second, but the throw is going to be off the mark, and that will allow the runner on second to come all the way home. That is Brittany Butler who scores.
Waited, I think the first baseman waited just a little too long to make that throw to second, Tim, and which allowed that runner to go. Of course, you know, from her perspective, the runner may have been in her way. So what you do is you go to third base.
So the Crabbers get another run. I think sometimes these teams actually allow the runner to get hung up between the bases to force that play. Sometimes it ends up to in other words, aggressive base running is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. And it makes the other team make that perfect throw to catch him.
Yep. Outside and high for ball 4, so Shucker will draw a base on balls. And the Crabbers again with runners at first and second, and it'll bring up Crystal Harrison.
Just a 9th grader, Crystal is.
Yes, she is, and plays position number 9, which is right field. Poked the bat out there as if to bunt and got the call. Strike is the call. Pitch was not going to be called a strike, but she did wave at it.
When you wave at it with the bat, they're going to call it, don't they?
That's what I hear.
That's
what the last rumor I got was that's what we're going to have. Swing and a miss. So quickly behind on the count. 2 down, 0-2 the count. And 2 runs in, 2 runners on. The 2s are wild here. Swing at a foul ball. So she stays alive. Who's looking for?
I was trying to see who's the camera down there. We had some shuffling going on. Yeah, I want to talk about our crew when we get a chance in between innings here.
Swing and a miss, which will give us that in-between innings you were speaking of, as Crystal Harrison strikes out for the 3rd out. But the Lady Crabbers score a couple of runs.
So it's 2-0. And let's talk a little bit about our crew on cameras today. We've got Big Mike Nowinski.
And that is him.
Nowinski, he's down on one camera. We got Susan Bowers in the other one. And out in center field, we got Mr. Nathaniel Braxton. Don Trouse's engineer, doing graphics and audio, Andre Mattingly. And I think Don is also doing our instant replay, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, Scotty Bowers doing everything else.
So the Crabbers, 2 hits. Hit batsman, sacrifice, walk. Had a little bit of everything in that inning. Picked up a couple of runs, and after 1 inning, it's 2-0 in favor of Hampton. And I'll remind you that this game brought to you by Zooms, where you can get that Beantown coffee, those Krispy Kreme donuts, those potato wedges, fried chicken, pizza. Did you get some pizza the other night after I got your mouth salivating?
Yes, I did.
Actually, I did too. I went home, I got some pizza.
And then if you fill up your stomach, you can turn around and fill up your tank.
Got that premium Citgo, regular premium, whatever you want to call it, but I call it premium gas, as it is known to be a name brand, highest quality you can find. Citgo at Zooms. David Allen and the fine folks at Zooms. We appreciate them.
Yes, we do.
Speaking of that, look at what I did. I stopped on the way here.
Now you got a Zooms.
I got me a Zooms mug.
Convenience stores.
Got the Bubba.
The Bubba.
Got the Bubba. Wish I'd gotten 2 Bubbas. I was hoping I had my mug, and that's another story. All right, leading off the 2nd. Danielle Woods sharply to the left, and she will be on with a base hit.
Danielle is 11th grader, one of the juniors on this Phoebus team.
That will bring up the catcher, Samantha Haraway.
The one that you forgot to put in, right?
Almost.
Samantha's a sophomore. Nice bunt. Oh.
And that's handled in fair territory.
Yep.
So Samantha is on.
That is an aggressiveness. You're trying to put the runner in scoring position, but good bunt sometimes makes it tough for the fielder to get it.
So now the batter is Amanda Crocker, and she shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes it for a ball.
Amanda, one of the 4 freshmen on this team.
Fouls that one. Well, no, they don't. They say she did not foul it. So the runners advance. I thought I heard contact with the.
It hit the ground, evidently.
Yeah, it must have, because I thought I heard the bat hit it. But not the call. So now runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Swing and a miss on a high pitch. High heat.
Well, yeah, we have to have a ball in there.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Shucker with a beautiful pitch on the inside corner.
It was right where you
for the strikeout.
You as a batter, you're saying, oh, maybe it'll be in too far inside.
Yeah, hopefully. So Alicia Mikulski, the second baseman, is the batter. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
She's one of 3 juniors on this Phoebus team.
Hit it sharply back up the middle, right underneath the shortstop's glove.
Two runs might score, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 runs will score easily as the ball is over the backstop.
She gets 1 run, 1 base. She was at 2nd when the ball was overthrown. So we now have, is this a tie game?
It is a tie game. We're 2-2.
In the second inning, 2's a wild.
And Mikulski goes all the way to third. And this is Mallory Griffith. And it's a foul ball.
Mallory is one of the 5 sophomores on this team. 8-8 the record for the Phantoms.
See if we can get them to wet the field down between innings.
Well, you know what happened was when we got here, the school was using the field, and they didn't have a chance to soak it down before they drug it. So that's why you're going to get a lot of dust in your mouth tonight.
You are right, sir. Swing and a miss. Runner at third. That is Mikulski. 2 runs in for the Phantoms. That one's high.
Out of 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs on each team, and the second inning. That's 5 deuces.
That one is high for a ball. Those must be extremely bright bulbs that they have in that scoreboard.
I was going to say, boy, you can really see them. I tell you, over Bethel, we had squinting problems trying to figure out sometimes because little old bulbs.
That one's right down the middle, strike 3, as Mallory Griffith will carry the bat back to the dugout. Well, it's so bright, I've seen 2 planes from Langley trying to land over here thinking they were runway lights, so you know the lights are bright.
I hear you.
All right, top of the order now. Jamie Walsh will be the batter. She popped out to first base her first time up.
She's batting .353.
Takes that one inside and high. She gets on and extends the inning, then Ashley Sykes would get another chance.
She has 4 RBIs coming today. She'd like to get a hit and get another one.
This one is popped up and it's playable.
Catcher.
Good job by the catcher to record out number 3. So the pop up to the catcher ends the inning, but the Phantoms come back in the top of the second and score 2 runs to tie the ball game. 2 runs on, let's see, how many base hits did we have? Looks like Mikulski had a base hit. 3 hits and 2 runs. So we're tied after 1.5 innings. Hampton due up here in the bottom of the second. I want to remind the folks that this is our last regular season contest. We've had the baseball and the softball and had one soccer match.
One we wasn't able to get in. We apologize for that, but
sometimes you just can't do everything. But hope everyone has enjoyed this season of high school sports here on Channel 46. We've been doing this for good or bad, good or evil, however you want to call it. Bob, you and I have been. This is our 21st year of doing this. Started in 1980. With just the Hampton-Bethel annual football game and expanded the schedule through the years.
Yeah, we went from 1 game the first year to 2 games the second year to I think we went to 4 to maybe even 6 games, and then we went 10 games and then threw in basketball and said, well, we can do basketball, why can't we do baseball and softball? And then somebody said, hey, soccer, how about us? Or they say, hey, sucker, how about soccer?
I think it was sucker. I'm not going to comment on that.
We've enjoyed doing it. It's neat to do the soccer. You and I are not that knowledgeable on it. We did have some people that helped us this year with it, so that really makes it easier when you get people that do that.
Well, we just wanted to thank everybody for all the nice words that we've heard over the years, and we will continue, hopefully, to have high school sports here on Channel 46. Carrie Ann Tate is your batter.
She's junior.
Second baseman. Scotty and the crew do a great job. have worked in every imaginable weather condition, from sleet and snow to pouring heavy rain to
Well, let me give you
blistering heat.
an example that you didn't get involved in, but we had a young lady come up to us at the last school board meeting when we gave the Zooms Awards for the
Foul out of
winter
play.
sports. And she says, do you give these for all the ones? And I said, the ones that we televise. And she said, well, do you do swimming?
Oh, Lord.
And I said, well, you know, come to think of it, we tried to do a swimming, and we went over to the pool, and the mist and the condensation got into the cameras, and it was not good. Yeah, but we tried. It just didn't work out.
Well, there's just some sports that just are a little more difficult to work with. Ball almost caught, and one of those rules you learn after you play a little while.
Don't stop running.
Don't stop running. You run until they call you out. Batter hesitated, stopped halfway down, thinking that it was caught on the fly, which it was momentarily, but not long enough to be an out. So, Stacy Roush is the second batter of the inning. She is the first baseman. She shows bunt and fouls it back out of play.
She's a junior, Tim.
After Stacy bats, it'll be the top of the order with Tiara Jones due up. These high school kids just keep getting younger and younger as I get older and older. You know?
Is that what happens?
Look like they're not old enough to be high school juniors or seniors, and by golly, they are. Took the pitch for a ball, 1-1 the count here with one out in the Hampton half of the second inning. 2-2 is our score. That one's a call strike right at the knees. If you're a little person. That was a pretty low pitch, but it was right at the knees. And that one's high. 2-2. I don't know why I started reminiscing, but it's always kind of sad at the end of the season to see all the regular season gone. There it is. Good pitch on the inside corner for a call, strike 3.
Is there any doubt in your mind when Rudy Hendricks calls that strike that it's a strike?
And I like an umpire that doesn't leave you up for imagination. He doesn't wait an hour to call it either. He lets you know right then.
Right then. We had one that I think it was the Bethel Kickaday game. He'd wait about 4 seconds before he made the call, and he caught you a couple times.
Oh, he did. He caught me leaning there. You know, like, yeah.
All right, who we have here? This is
first pitch to Tiara Jones, who led off, was hit by a pitch and scored the first run for the Crabbers.
She's missed a couple games this year because of injuries.
Hit to the short.
Good to see her come back.
For out number 3, as she grounds out, shortstop to first for the third out of the inning. So the Crabbers go quietly 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. And after 2 complete innings, it's Hampton 2. You making enough noise with that thing there, buddy? 2-2 after one. I thought that was the wind blowing in there.
You thought that was the wind?
That was just the wind going between your ears, I guess.
That's exactly what's happening. All right.
So I understand you're going on vacation.
Yeah, I'm going to take off on the 17th, go up to St. Paul,
Minnesota.
See my 2 grandchildren, my son and his wife, and we'll be back. We'll be about 5 days. We'll be gone.
Well, when you see him, tell him thanks again for getting that jersey for my wife.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
years ago.
Yeah, he got you that
Viking
jersey. Yeah, well, hard to come by at that time.
Yes, they were.
Randy Moss.
No. That was Randall Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham, that's right.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a hold of it. That's right. He said you can't. That was when Randall Moss had a great year. He said you couldn't get one of his jerseys.
It worked out well. I didn't want his. But my wife is a big fan of Randall Cunningham. For the Phantoms in the third inning, the second batter in their order, Ashley Sykes, will be leading off. She'll be followed by Jackie Ward and Christina Parrish. I was going to say, let me know when you get that thing right. I'll start talking again.
Am I making a lot of noise?
It just sounds like a thunderstorm, that's all.
I'll try that, see how that works.
All right, we are set to go. Top of the third, Ashley Sykes steps in against Shucker, the pitcher for Hampton.
Ashley is batting .238 coming in today's contest and gets on with an error.
Yeah, that would have been a close play in any event. Because I tell you, in softball, you have to have a bang play because the distance between the bases is so short that even a slightest hesitation or a bobbling of the ball.
Yeah, you can't. It can't be. It's got to be. You're right. It's got to. You catch it. It's got to throw. You can't be any hesitation or anything. And that brings up who's it? Jackie Ward.
It's Jackie Ward with a runner on first and nobody out. It's called strike.
Jackie's is batting .311 coming in today's contest.
Didn't hurt her average in the first inning as she is 1 for 1. After Jackie, Christina Parrish is due up. Tasha Shucker delivers. This one is a double play ball if they can hurry. No, they don't. They just get the sure one at second.
And that's the smart move. Get that sure out.
So fielder's choice will put Jackie Ward and the play unassisted out by the shortstop.
Christina Parrish is batting .205. Oh, what a bunt. I thought that ball was...
Bunt, and the throw down to first was wide, allowing the batter to be safe. And in the process, Ashley Sykes goes all the way over to third. So this will bring up the center fielder, Danielle Woods, who reached on a single in the second inning and scored the first of the Phoebus runs.
Danielle is batting just about 200.
She shows bunt and pulls it back and takes call strike. Quick throw down to short. They got the runner trapped between second and oh, they throw it away. Had her easily if they could have hold. You got to catch it first before you tag it. So Jackie will score. Having reached on a fielder's choice. And that'll be an error on the second baseman.
Okay, and that'll make it 3-2.
Pitch is high, got away from the catcher. And the play at home is not in time as Christina Parrish will score from third. And that'll be the fourth run of the game. So a couple of unearned runs here for the Phantoms, resulting from the errors. They have 2 outs, should be out of this inning, but well, I've got just 1 out. I thought we had 2. Yeah, there's 2 outs.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 1 out.
No, you're right. There's only 1.
There's one. That's right, there should have been 2.
Yeah, she tried to tag it before she got the ball.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. So Woods with a...
I think they got the score wrong. You got 10, and it should be 4-2.
Scoreboard's going haywire. 2-2 is the count. Four to 2 is the score. It's fouled and held on to for strike 3. So Danielle Woods strikes out. 2 away now. 2 outs. And the batter is the catcher, Samantha Haraway. Swing and a miss. So the Phantoms have scored twice here in the third to take a 2-run lead. This one is bunted foul, strike 2.
Samantha coming in batting 152, Tim. Done a lot of sacrificing this year.
A lot of that in fast pitch, because you manufacture runs. Like we said before, it's so quick a game that if you can just bunt the ball enough to get yourself over, you're going to get runners advanced. As Samantha helps herself out there with a single. That's her second single of the game. She singled her first time up and scored, so she's on for the second time. And now this will send Amanda Crocker.
And Amanda's batting .222.
She shows bunts it foul, out of play. So quickly ahead of the count.
I think the wind's picked up a little bit. Feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. It's very comfortable out here, but sun makes it even warmer than it really is.
And you've decided to forego your hat?
Yeah, I can't wear a hat.
Yes.
Just never been comfortable with a hat. That's right. That's how I lost my hair. Wore a hat. This one hit back to the pitcher. Shucker up with it over to first for out number 3. But the Phantoms come up with 2 runs. Let's see how many hits they had. 1, an error there. Two hits. So they've got 5 hits and 4 runs after 3 complete. 2.5, I should say. The Crabbers are now due up in their half of the 3rd inning. And they will have the number 2 batter, Tiffany Hafes, Brittany Butler, and Jasmine Villas.
Well, while we're talking, while we got a little break here, let me talk a little bit about Zooms. They're giving the award to the senior player on each one of these teams this year, Tim, who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players be awarded plaques at a school board meeting, and it'll probably be the first Wednesday in June. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continuing support to not only WHCS but our student athletes. And I will give you those young ladies and young men that'll be receiving those things before the telecast is out. I'll give them to you, each school. I guess we can start right now.
Well,
you got a second? Well, let's go with a Hampton for baseball. It's and I think we had earlier said it was Chris Avery, but looking at it, it's not. It's Stephen Sawyer. Baseball, Tiffany Hafes. Girls soccer, Ariana Garcia. And boys soccer, James Matthews. So we've done.
So what was that award for now? That's the highest
Zoom's
GPA, right?
highest GPA. And I'll give the rest of the schools before the day is out.
All right, leading off is the aforementioned Tiffany Hafes. And first pitch to her is outside for a ball.
She is the starting senior, has been a tremendous asset at center field for this team. She's very quick.
Infield in. She bunts this one, and it is foul. So count evens up at 1-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Phoebus 4 and Hampton 2. Let's see a good look.
I apologize to the Hampton Crabbers for not having batting averages, but the computer would not give it up. Wouldn't give it up for the coach. It wouldn't give it up for me. So.
Sometimes that's just the way it happens. That ball is bunted foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside for a ball. Ball 2, 2-2. Rudy cleans off the plate, something the umpire did not do the other day at Bethel High School.
Yeah, it was very unusual. Once he cleaned it off at the beginning, he didn't touch it again until the next inning.
That's right. He must have had that in his contract. 3 balls.
Maybe his broom was wore out. I don't know. He's only had so many brushes left.
That's right.
I didn't know they came with limited sweeps.
Didn't want to brush himself out of warranty, right? Hit sharply down to the 3rd base line. That's a fair ball. And on safely at first is Tiffany Hafes to lead off the 3rd inning for the Crabbers. So that was a nice sharp single off the 3rd baseman's glove. And it'll bring up Brittany Butler, who singled and scored back in the 1st inning. She is the left fielder.
Brittany is she's a transfer from Bethel. She's pitched some this season. Was a winning pitcher against Denby, Menchville, and Heritage.
Takes the first pitch. Ball. Rudy likes a clean home plate.
Yes, he does.
That's the way we like it. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner on first with nobody out here in the bottom half of the third. This one hit sharply to third base, over to second, and again the second baseman unable to hold on to the ball. So everybody is safe. That'll be an error on the second baseman. So the Crabbers in business now. Runners at first and second, nobody out, and the shortstop, Jasmine Villas.
Starting freshman, great defense and a strong arm. Must be with the family. Her brother can really pitch that baseball.
Takes the first pitch for a ball. That one gets away from the catcher. That too is a ball, and that will advance the runners. So now the Crabbers with runners at second and third and nobody out. We were out here on the same field once before on a sunny day, but it wasn't as pleasant as it is today.
It was much hotter.
Mucho hotter. Swinging strike. 2-1 the count. Probably hear the wind in our microphones. That one hit right back to the pitcher. She looks the runner back to third, over to first in time, and unable to hold on to it at home. And scoring is Tiffany Hafes.
That was good base running, but good throw. Just lost the handle on it. The catcher, Tim, I believe it would have been an out.
I think you're right. She did have the ball in time, but couldn't hold on to it. But they did get one out with the pitcher to first, and the pitcher did a nice job of holding the runner at third as long as she could. So Janine Edwards is your batter. Janine was a strikeout victim in the first inning. Runner at third is Brittany Butler.
Well, since Tiffany went behind the plate, Janine has moved it center field, and as Big Bat went 3 of 4 in 3 games this year.
This one is popped up third baseline, and she cannot find the ball. That's a fair ball. And on safely at first is Edwards with an error on the third baseman.
Tim, in all fairness to her, the wind is blowing, and that ball didn't come straight down.
Oh, it's tough to play. There's no question, but ball should have been caught. Have to rule that an error. So a couple of errors have allowed runners for the Crabbers. In fact, have resulted in a run scoring. Crabbers have made this a 4-3 contest. And it looks like
Rudy's going to go out there and say, okay, if I get out there, you're going to break up, but they do it before he gets out. I love the way the managers on baseball do that. They get out there talking and they watch the umpire, and as he gets about halfway there, then they break. Just want to make you move a little, I guess. I don't know.
Get you a little exercise. All right, the pitcher, Tasha Shucker, is your batter. Runners at the corners.
Tasha transferred from Oscar Smith High School. She has done a great job in relief as a relief pitcher, but she's also been behind the plate as a catcher this year. Had a knee injury, kept her out of some of the games, but has come along strong.
Takes strike 2. Butler on third, Edwards on second. Hit back to the pitcher, checks the runner over to first. Same play as a minute ago. This time the runner holds up. Again, a good job by the Phoebus pitcher to make sure that runner did not advance. So 2 outs now. This runner's still at second and third, and your batter is Crystal Harrison, who struck out in the first to end the
Jackie
inning.
Ward's doing a good job pitching for the Phantoms, playing defense.
Yep.
And who we have here?
The batter is Crystal Harrison.
Let's see what I got on Crystal. She's a returning junior. Came with some big catches and moved from left field to right field.
This one hit right side. The right fielder is right there to make the easy catch for out number 3. But the Crabbers score a run. They had 1 hit and a couple of errors committed by the Crabbers, excuse me, the Phantoms rather, to allow one of those runs. And we've completed 3, and our score is Phoebus 4 and Hampton 3.
Well, now we'll go on some more of these Zooms Award for Academic Excellence. The Phantoms, for baseball, we got Cole Hostclaw. For the softball team, Angel Perkins, and Angel goes to my church, real sweet lady. Good to see her playing ball again this year. Girls soccer, and Tim, her name is Anna, and her last name is Ciudnaia. She's a exchange student, and I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce that name. And boys soccer is Jeremy Binder for the Phantoms.
I think Anna is a good name to stick with. All right, Phantoms, top of the 4th, leading 4-3. And they'll have Alicia Michalski leading off with Mallory Griffith. And then the top of the order, Jamie Walsh. This one hit to right field.
Oh, nice. She hadn't had many base hits this year. That's a good one for her. She's bring her out of a little bit of slump. Great job, Alicia.
And Mallory Griffith will be the batter. She struck out her other time up. So the Phantoms, leading 4-3, have a runner here, top of the 4th. She shows bunt and went around, throw down to second, gets away from the second baseman. She comes up with it, but is unable to make the tag as the runner coming from the first base side and the throw on the third base side prevented the tag being in time.
Mallory's still looking for her first hit of the year.
She swings and misses on strike 2. So Shucker ahead of the count, 0-2. And strike 3 as Griffith strikes out for the second time. And it'll bring up the top of the order. Number 3, Jamie Walsh, who has popped out to first and popped out to the catcher.
She's had 1 double this year. Stole 9 bases, Tim. Her fielding percentage is 9.955. But this young lady, 4 RBIs, but has a 4.13 GPA.
The Phantoms able to advance the runner to third. Again, the Crabbers are making good throws, but they're not securing the ball
before the tag.
Before they try to tag the player.
Yeah.
These are things you just got to work on. But the Phantoms now, leading by a run, have a runner on third with 1 out. This one is popped up. Shortstop calls for it, makes the grab for out number 2. So Walsh pops out to the shortstop, and that'll bring up number 2, Ashley Sykes, who popped out in the first inning and reached on an error in the third.
She has a fielding average of .855. Tim has got a 3.17 GPA and has gotten walks this year, about 3 of them, but that's the end of that.
Yep, 1 pitch, and she is out of there. So the Phantoms get a runner, but they're unable to score. And let me see, did we have any? We had a single, so that's 6 hits now unofficially, and 4 runs for the Phantoms after 3.5 innings. It's Phoebus 4 and Hampton 3.
All right, let's show give the fans the Bethel Bruin Academic Award winners. For baseball, Jared Alsh. For softball, Kim Rowe. For girls soccer, Crystal Cheever. And for boys soccer, Chris Tiefler.
Crabbers in the Bottom of the fourth, we'll send up Carrie Ann Tate, Stacy Roush, and then Tiara Jones, top of the order. Bob, I got to just give you a little personal shot here. I went to play golf yesterday.
Oh.
Yep, I went after work, 5:30, snuck over to the Hampton. What's that course over there off of Magruder?
That's the Hamptons.
Hamptons.
Yeah, you can come over and see me, huh?
Played the lakes. Well, the last time we went over to Hampton to play, there were so many people over there. We got behind and just waited on every hole.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Bob and I got there, and the starter says, well, now you can play either the links or the lakes. And Bob says, Bob Kern, one of the guys I work with, says, well, we'll play the lakes. Don't ever play the lakes.
No, well, not if you want, unless you got a lot of balls.
And a good, accurate swing of the club, which I have a lot of the golf balls, but the second part of that I don't have. I lost 4 balls on the first 2 holes. You talk about a tight course.
Yeah, you got to keep it in the middle. You can't be spraying it around.
Oh, my gosh.
This is Carrie Ann.
Don't ever do it. Don't ever play there.
She's first year on
Stick to the Woodlands.
She's the only left-hander they have at the plate. She has very quick feet.
She should be playing soccer.
Yeah, she probably is a good soccer player.
1-2 is the count to the leadoff batter, and she'll be followed, as I mentioned, by Stacy Roush. This one's off the plate. 2-2. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. I wish I'd stood in bed, as the saying goes.
Well,
I played
you've
horrible.
been better off coming over to the.
You're right.
The Woodlands. I was working yesterday afternoon. I'd have worked with you, got you on, and put you somewhere you didn't have to wait.
You would have blown the whistle, told everybody to come in.
I'd say, hey, listen, Tim's on the course. Back off.
Get off the course before you get hurt. No, that's a tough course. I will not play the lakes again until I master this game, which will be never. So. Swing and a miss on an attempted bunt, and Carrie Ann Tate is a strikeout victim. Let's count those up here. We got 1, 2, 3. That's the 4th K by Jackie Ward this afternoon. And that'll bring up Stacy Roush, who was one of those strikeout victims earlier.
She's first year on the varsity. She's been helping out with some critical bunts and has a great glove on first base. So they're real high on this young lady.
Took a half-hearted swing at that one and got called for the strike. That one's in the dirt, ball 1. 1-1 the count. 1 out here in the Crabber half of the 4th inning. They trail by 1 run. This one hit to the first baseman, and she'll make the easy play as she nonchalantly tags the runner. Round out to the first baseman unassisted. And now the top of the order, Tiara Jones, who was hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning and then grounded out in the second. She is 0 for 1 on the afternoon.
I told you she had an injury and hurt her leg and missed 2 games. As she's a returner from last year, where she was one of the pitchers. She was the main pitcher last year. She's very aggressive offensively. She forces errors.
That's what that aggressive base running will do.
Yep. Well, we saw that in the first inning, how quick she is.
Mm-hmm. Looked to bunt, pulled the bat back, and took ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs here in the Hampton 4th inning. And that one's on the outside corner. 2-1. That one's inside, almost got her. 3-1.
And there's some of the example of quick feet.
Yeah, she had to be quick to avoid getting hit. 3-1 the count.
Remember that old show, Cheers and Coach?
Oh, sure.
And he's the one that says he got hit more times by somebody pitching. He could get his head hit. He was a little punchy. Oh, nice try.
Yep, good try. Good stretch by the first baseman. She literally did the splits. But that would be, in my book at least, a infield hit.
Amen to that.
Ball was hit deep in the hole and unable to come up with it in time. So Tiffany Hafes is going to step in. And she's got to take her, watch the replay here as we see the.
I still do that, Tim, and it would hurt me.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do
See if you can see that. I mean, she just, look at this. I mean, literally, she is stretched out the splits. Tiffany is so used to wearing the shin guards, she forgot to take them off as she approached the plate.
She's done a good job since she's moved behind the plate. She's got a great arm. This is a young lady who's receiving the academic award, Tim.
Throw down to second is not in time. So Tiara Jones is in scoring position with 2 down. Should Tiffany keep the inning going, Brittany Butler would be due up. Swing and a miss, foul ball. So they're going to send the runner back. Will do. 4-3. Phoebus leading here in the bottom of the 4th. This one popped up right side, and a right fielder can't come up with it. Gets past her, and that's going to send Tiara Jones to the plate. And then the throw goes into left field, but unable to advance is Hafes. And the Crabbers have tied it up. Right fielder, I thought for a moment she just lost sight of the ball. But
I think she did, Tim, and then by the time she got it, she couldn't located the ball in the air. She just really didn't have a chance to get to it.
So the Crabbers tie it up, and this one is pounded into the dirt. The throw by Ward is in time for out number 3 on a nice play by the pitcher over to first. But the Crabbers get a run, and they tie this game up, and we've played 4 complete. And it's Hampton 4 and Phoebus 4. And we'll return to Lindsay Field right after this brief timeout. There you see our scoreboard here, top of the 5th inning, all tied up at 4 apiece. This is Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz and the Channel 46 crew bringing you this softball game between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Hampton Crabbers. 4-4, top of the 5th. Due for 7. Scheduled for 7.
Scheduled for 7.
Could be OT.
Timeout?
Not T-O.
Oh, I would think, I reverse. That's the dyslexia.
That's this dyslexia is right. Man, it's not well.
Overtime. That's called extra innings.
Call it what you may. Although at this point, I'm not thinking we're going to have that because both of these teams have been able to move the ball around pretty well. Don't have that overpowering pitcher like we saw with Kim Rowe and Samantha Cave and the game we did out there at Francis Asbury.
Yeah.
All right, leadoff batter is your pitcher, Jackie Ward.
Batting .311 coming in today's contest, has a fielding average of .975, 3.6 GPA.
Yeah, she's helped herself in the field a couple of times already with good plays.
She's had 4 doubles this year.
That one's low. 2 balls and no strikes. After Ward, the batter due up is Christina Parrish, and she'll be followed by Danielle Woods. That one is inside, so Tasha Shucker all around the plate, but not able to find the plate exactly, and is falling behind 3-0. Ward shows bunt. she's not really going to swing, and she'll get a base on balls. So the Phantoms have the leadoff batter on, and Christina Parrish comes up. She's 1 for 2, strikeout and a single.
Batting 205, just a ninth grader. Young lady's going to be a good ball player. Has got a .975 field average. Has got a 4.31 GPA, Tim. 4.31.
My gracious. That's some weighted courses.
She's had one double, one triple this year.
Fouls that one back out of play. Oh and 1 the count. Runner on first, nobody out. Top half of the 5th. Shows bunt, fouls it back. So quickly, Tasha Shucker ahead of the count, 0 and 2. Danielle Woods and Samantha Haraway due up in this inning. This one hit to the shortstop and got to keep that glove down. Went right underneath the glove for an error. So the Phantoms have runners at first and second. Basics of baseball or softball.
Yep.
Keep your glove on the ground.
Yes, sir. You got to keep the ball in front of you, number one. Number two, you got to keep your glove down. You're right. Who do we have here? This
this
Danielle
is
Woods.
Danielle Woods. And she's
got a
bunt.
9.985 as on a fielding average.
Runners advance as the ball got away momentarily, and they move up from second and third. So the Phantoms with nobody out and runners at second and third.
And Danielle has a 3.94 GPA.
She pops this one up. Left side, shortstop back and calls for, makes the grab for the first out. And that'll bring up your catcher, Samantha Haraway.
Samantha, the sophomore on this team, is fielding average of .875. Got a 3.4 GPA. He's had a double this year.
Swing and a miss. That one's just inside. 1 and 1 the count. 1 out here in the 5th. This one hits to just out of the reach of the shortstop. And scoring on the play is Jackie Ward.
Tim, that ball really got right off the tip of the bat. It had a real funny spin to it, and it looked like it was going harder and farther than it really did. And I think it kind of fooled the fielders.
So Haraway with her third single of the game. She's 3 for 3. Got the RBI that time as Jackie Ward came in.
That brings up Amanda Crocker.
Amanda Crocker.
At 3.25 GPA, 0.825 fielding average.
Crocker struck out and grounded out. Runners at the corners. Takes the pitch down to second. Goes Haraway without drawing the throw. So again, runners at second and third. Two balls and no strikes to the batter. That one is a call strike.
Oh, man, that was right down the chute.
You see on your screen the little BSO. That doesn't stand for Boy Scouts of Omaha.
He doesn't?
No.
Ohio.
Boy Scouts of Ohio. Get your basic. And now when we get that little triangle up in the other corner with the fill in as to where the runners are, then we'll be up with the big boys.
Up for the big guys.
2-2 the count. And I bet you before long we'll have it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Our crew.
Throwing down the gauntlet to Andy. He'll figure out how to do it.
Oh, our crew loves the challenge. Strike 3 as Crocker took it on the inside corner. She didn't think so, but it was called that way. So that's out number 2, and that brings up Alicia Mikulski. Hopefully, hopefully I pronounced her name correctly.
I think so. She got a 3.6 GPA and a .925 fielding average.
2 away. Crabbers trying to keep this to a 1-run inning as they've given up 1, but no more if they can help it. Call strike. Mallory Griffith is on deck. That was a perfect seeing eye shot. Stopped by the shortstop, but unable to do anything with it, and she hurt herself.
Yes, she did. Made a great stop on that ball, Tim, but just stretched something.
So Haraway scores on the play. And easy enough to do when you do the splits like that first baseman did a while ago. I'd be carried out on a stretcher. And now this young lady is...
well, she was a little awkward when she made the stretch for it. So, she could have pulled a muscle on her back or anything like that. But that was a tremendous effort.
Stopped the ball from going into left field and probably prevented another run from scoring as a result of that effort. And hopefully she's going to be all right, but she's taking some deep breaths right now as you see her being attended to.
Well, while we got this little break in the action, let me give you the the Kickotan, I believe, is the only ones we haven't given. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Kickotan baseball these are again the Zooms Awards for academic excellence. Baseball, Sean Rowe. Softball, Stacy Adams. Girls soccer, Alliston Baster. And boys soccer, Chris Tromley. Those young people will be receiving that award first Wednesday in June. And they will be contacted by Carolyn Bauer, Scotty's sister from the school board, to when to be there and all that. David Allen and I will be there to present those awards. Nice hand. That's a hamstring, I think, is what she pulled, Tim.
Yep, easy to do. Do we know? I have not identified her yet. Did we determine who she is?
That is the shortstop for Hampton. So that would be
Jasmine.
Jasmine Vias.
I always want to call it Vias, but I think it's Vias.
I think you're right.
And she's up at whether she'll stay in the game at this point is being discussed, I would guess. So we're going to see if she can walk it off. And again, her effort definitely prevented additional scoring, as it is now 6-4, and she's going to stay in the game. So we're happy to see that.
What are we doing?
I was trying to tell the young lady working the scoreboard there that it's 6-4.
6-4. She ain't got it down, does she?
Mallory Griffith is your batter. So you got a
Mallory's got a 4.12 GPA.
Mikulski goes down to second on the play. Parrish stays at third. Runners at second and third. Call strike on the corner. 1-1 the count to Mallory. If she can extend the inning, the Phantoms will have the top of the order with Jamie Walsh. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Takes that one a little bit high. 2-2. It's 6-4. This one hit. Oh, just about got one there.
Oh, she just about did. I hear your friend over there, Tim.
It's no friend of mine.
Trying to talk to you, trying to tell you something. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out.
That's what I heard.
I think he was woof woof and woof 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 woof.
At least. Swing and a miss for out number 3. So Mallory Griffith strikes out to end the inning. And our score after 5.5, 4.5, right,
4.5
is 6-4. And we want to mention that Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, which is conveniently located in the Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue, where the manager is Nancy Staten. They're open for you to stop by and tour their new facility or give them a call at 827-4670. We appreciate Parklawn Wood Funeral Home helping us in our corporate sponsorship.
And we also want to again thank Buck Walters, Dave Buckwalter and John Roberts, the owners of Engraving Inc. and Islander Sporting Goods, for allowing us to recognize a player of the game from each one of these teams. They will receive a plaque and a shirt. So you have any engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Or if you have you want some screen printing done, or you just need any kind of athletic goods, whether it's team or individual equipment, uniforms, whatever, call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. So you got to be working on the player of the game there, Mr.
Yes, I am.
Talk about the school board. WHCS Channel 46 presents the school board meetings live on the first and third Wednesday of each month. And the time is 7:30. So tune in and be informed of what's happening in the Hampton City School System.
Well, we're happy to see that Jasmine Bias is leading off.
Oh, great.
Swing and a miss. Janine Edwards and Tasha Shucker are due up behind her.
Jasmine has come up with some big hits against Mentril. She had a homer with 2 on. She's not afraid to cover second or third, or doing her tags, and we can see she'll go for a ball. Just a 9th grader.
Did the splits to get out of the way of that pitch as it was headed right for her, and she avoided taking one for the team, if you will.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to take one for the team.
No. Ball and 2 strikes. This one hits to center field. Center fielder takes 2 steps in and makes the grab for out number 1. So now Janine Edwards, your center fielder, will be up. She is 0 for 2 in the afternoon. Struck out and reached on an error.
I told you earlier that she went 3 or 4 in 3 games this year, and she's she had a homer against Heritage this year, and she's got 10 RBIs for the season. So he handles the bat well, especially when she's got runners on base. She makes good contact with the ball, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to make some contact, move the ball around, and move the runners.
2-0 the count on her. Ward delivers. It's fouled off the end of the bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike, excuse me. I have some tough duty, Bob, on Friday. Got to go all the way up to Ford's Colony and play in this
gee.
golf tournament.
Oh, man.
That's what I was practicing yesterday. And I've been having a pattern
Is that when you went over to the lakes?
The lakes. I've been doing a good game, bad game, good game, bad game. So I got my bad game
out of the way. There you
hopefully.
Go. Oh, nice tournament. What's the tournament?
It's the Peninsula Housing and Builders Association.
And you're not a builder, but you get to go because they like you.
I play one on TV.
There you go.
Hit sharply to the shortstop, and again, ladies, get down on your knee. You got to get that glove down. If I'm the coach for Phoebus, I am beside both teams. I'm like, get down on your knee. Put that glove in front of the ball. That was an error on the shortstop.
And that brings up, it's our pitcher today, right?
That is our pitcher, Tasha Shucker.
Moved over from Oscar Smith. She's been behind the plate, but as a catcher also, Tim, but she had an injury.
Stolen base for Janine Edwards as a strike is called. On the batter, Shucker.
She also plays third base sometimes, and they say she's really helped this team get together.
Ground out to the pitcher as again Yaki Ward has fielded her position very well in this game. And that's out number 2. Runner remains at second base. That's Edwards, and it'll bring up Crystal Harrison, who struck out and flied out.
Let's see what Crystal. She moved from left field to right field, and due to the other injuries on the team, and gives 100% for every game. Coach Samsky said our team is young. We're still working on trying to capitalize on everybody's strength and knowledge of the game. See, they had some close games in the past. Kickotan, they lost in extra innings 6-8. Lost to Gloucester 10-14, and Denby 6-4. So they've been in some games right to the end, and could have had 3 more wins very easily, which would have really improved the record would have given them an 8-8 record. So they're coming along. They've been kind of the doormat in the Peninsula District softball, and Coach Samsky is getting them together.
Good job by the infield as the Crabbers, with good aggressive running by Janine Edwards, had moved to third on that last play, or previous play. But the ground out by Harrison to end the inning, and that kills any opportunity for additional runs by the Crabbers. So they get a base runner on the error, but are unable to capitalize as Edwards is stranded at third. And we've played 5 complete. And it's Phoebus 6 and Hampton 4.
Tim, just to give the fans a look at what's coming up in the fall, we're going to have a good football season.
Always have a good season in the Peninsula District.
We're going to start our first contest. Will be September the 8th. It'll be a Saturday night. We're going to have Nasman River against Kickotan. Now, Kickotan's got a new coach this year, so that'll be interesting to see how they're going to do. And then we have Heritage against Hampton on Friday, with Heritage with a new coach. So that's on the 14th. So
Heritage and Hampton. You don't think there'll be any hype to that game, do you?
I think a little bit.
Anyone who quite recalls this past football season where Heritage handed it to Hampton not once,
but a couple times.
Didn't they beat them twice?
Yeah.
They beat them in the regular season, then beat them in the playoffs.
And let's see what else. We got Denby and Phoebus and Heritage against Bethel. So those are the teams that we're bringing in other than when a Hampton school plays a Hampton school. So good season this year. We have a couple of Saturday contests. The rest of them are on Friday.
Where's the second one?
Right here. We got a doubleheader on the September 28th, 29th.
You didn't tell me you had a doubleheader.
Oh, you know we're going to have a doubleheader. Tim, I'm looking out for you. Don't make any plans for that weekend.
All right, but don't plan on me being around that Saturday, I'll tell you, because that is Seafood Festival at Lake Gaston.
Oh, you like that stuff.
And she's safe at first. That is Jamie Walsh, as we were talking about the football, but that is your leadoff batter.
Jamie's she's done a great job this year, Tim.
Beat out a single as she finally gets off the schneid. She had popped out 3 times.
But Tim, she's stole 9 bases this year, so she's got some good speed.
Her first opportunity today as she gets on for the first time, and that brings up Ashley Sykes, who is 0 for 3, popped out twice and reached on an error. Ashley will hit from the left side of the plate. Pitch is a called strike, got away from the catcher, but advancing to second anyway was Jamie Walsh. She would have gotten down there.
She would have made it anyway. That gives her 10 stolen bases.
So the Phantoms.
I'm sorry, 7.
Leading by 2 runs and trying to get some insurance here. Fouled out of play.
Well, anytime you can get that runner from first to second without the sacrifice, that's really helps your strategy a little bit more. Now you can sacrifice and get her down to third, where a pass ball, overthrow, or even an infield hit sometimes you can get a score.
This is a swing and a miss. The ball got away from the catcher, and she will reach first safely. Now the runner is hung up. And again, takes too long to throw the ball back. Got to throw it quicker than that.
Well, I thought we're talking about Jamie's speed, and she almost got herself into trouble.
Yeah.
But by doing that, the strikeout victim with the drop, third strike by the catcher, ends up on second base.
And that'll bring up Jackie Ward, the pitcher. Jackie 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and a single. She beats this one foul down the third baseline.
I'm going to go back and tell you that Jamie Walsh does have 10 stolen bases, not 7. She has 10 stolen bases, and I don't know that she gets that a steal when you go from second to third on that play to first on the strikeout drop.
No, I don't think so.
You don't count that as a stolen base?
No, that one went over the fence behind us, by the way. That one won't. Someone will have to climb into that thicket to get that ball.
I'm not going.
Christina Parrish on deck. Runners at second and third for the Phantoms. Said that a lot this afternoon. The Crabbers have allowed that situation a number of times.
Phoebus would like to get a couple more insurance runs here.
You bet they would. Nobody out here. Hit to the third baseman. Mishandle the ball over to first, not in time. And now the runner will come and score.
Well, Tim, she had to. The runner from second had got down to third and really didn't give her any place to go.
Had no choice. So on the play, Jackie Ward ends up on second. So 1 across, still runners at second and third, still nobody out. And Christina Parrish is your batter. 1 for 3. She strokes this one for a base hit into left field. Nice job by the shortstop to cut it off, and a play at third is in time for the out.
Well, they did get one out.
Good heads-up play.
Yeah.
So a run scores, and an out is recorded as Parrish will reach on the single. And then Ward is out trying to stretch that one out. That's one of those cases where it was a base hit to the outfield, but it was so shallow that the runner going from second to third was tagged out. A good throw. Woods is your batter. 1 for 3, as I mentioned. Struck out once, flied out, and reached on a single. Scored a run.
She's had a double and a triple.
Pop this one up. This one is taken by the center fielder. And all they have to do is double up the runner at first on a pop fly. Can't go off the bag. You can see some of the things that these young players are going to work on, and they'll get better. There's no question about that. But these are errors of the mental variety where
Absolutely.
On a pop-up like that, you can stay off the bag. You can just stay maybe a third of the way or even a half of the way if you want to be that daring, if you're quick enough. But you've got to get back to that bag.
You can't be all the way down to second.
Yep.
When you should have been on first, and that was the thing. She was just running, and I don't know. She may have thought there were 2 outs, Tim. So.
Well, regardless, it's a mental error that that you've got to be aware of. But the Phantoms do pick up a couple of insurance runs. They had a couple of base hits in the inning unofficially, so they've got unofficially, and I because some of these can be deemed to be errors, some of them are up for discussion, if you will. I got 9 hits and 8 runs for the Phantoms, and the Crabbers coming up in the bottom half of the 6th. They have 5 hits and 4 runs. And due up for the Crabbers will be Carrie-Ann Tate, followed by Stacy Roush, and then the top of the order for Hampton. I'm going to work for you here, buddy.
All right, appreciate that. Yeah, I know we have one young lady that's gone 3 for 3.
Actually, we have 2, but
Phantoms,
yeah, this is where I'm headed here.
All right.
All right, let's see here. For the Crabbers, as I mentioned, Carrie-Ann Tate. She is 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Just a junior, Tim. Not a real big young lady. It's only 5'3".
Strike called.
But you don't have to be big to play this game.
No, that's the beauty of softball. In fact, smaller you are, sometimes the better it is. You can be quicker. You make it more difficult for the strike zone to be established. That one got away from Jackie Ward as it ends up here at the backstop. 2-2 to the leadoff batter. Stacy Roush due up second, and then the top of the order, Tiara Jones. Crabbers with their half of the 6th here. Down by 4 runs and caught looking.
Oh, that was right down the, well, actually on the corner of the plate, but a great pitch.
That's 5 strikeouts in the game for Jackie Ward. Certainly a candidate for player of the game. Swing and a miss by Stacy Roush, who is 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. High for a ball. 1-1 the count. Top of the order on deck, Tiara Jones. That one's right down the middle. One of the things batters have a hard time with is when they crouch down, that doesn't change the strike zone.
Strike zone, yeah, it doesn't. It just makes it tougher for the pitcher sometimes, but the pitcher just worry about.
Good effort by the Phantom catcher to come up with that ball. That is Samantha Haraway, who is another candidate for player of the game. As you can hear the breeze picking up here on just a gorgeous
Perfect
early May afternoon. Coming from Lindsay Field, Tim Cole and Bob Hintz. Hope you're enjoying this. This is the second of our softball games that we have for you this season and our final spring sports event of the regular season. Hopefully some of these Hampton-based teams will advance to postseason play, and if they do, we'll try to get some of that coverage for you. So the pop-up to the first baseman for out number 2. And the top of the order now, Tiara Jones up for the Crabbers. Hit by a pitch, grounded out, and singled, scored a couple of runs. Tiara, a candidate for player of the game. Her base running and so forth has been aggressively helpful for the team.
And she's shown a lot of speed.
Squared around a bunt. Pulled the ball, the bat back, but it was still called a strike. May not have pulled it back quickly enough.
Right.
In any event, she falls behind 0-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. This was popped up. This is going to make it to the screen.
Just did get it to the screen. Jackie Ward is getting in a little bit of a groove, Tim. Seems like she's
yes, she is.
feeling that this could be a win for me. And
in the 5th inning, she only allowed 4 batters, and the one that did get on base reached on an error. 0-2 the count with 2 down. And that one's a little high. One ball, 2 strikes. Again, want to mention Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. This one is hit to the shortstop under it for out number 3. So the Crabbers go in order 1, 2, 3 in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
well, Jackie got them to pop up and had good defense.
Those are things that will definitely keep you from getting on bases. Get that good ball working. Yeah, I'm going to work on that one. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm working on you here.
We're getting close to the end.
Oh
here.
yeah. Well, I'm.
This will be the top of the 7th.
This is the top of the 7th. That's exactly right. And here's where I'm headed, Bob. And an RBI and sacrifice and two for 2 on the afternoon with runs scored.
That looks good to me.
Yep. And again, our selections of players of the game are difficult at best. It's hard to single out individual players that have necessarily excelled over others, but we endeavor to do so. And for the Hampton Crabbers, should we go ahead and announce it now?
Let's do it.
The players of the game for Hampton, Tiffany Hafes. And for the Phantoms, and the Phantoms were a little more difficult. There were a couple of players with multiple hits, but we're going to, did I misspell that? Okay.
Yeah, you get 2
Samantha Haraway is the Phantom player of the game. That's not a description of her efforts. That's the team she plays for. So the Crabbers have a 17 in for 16. We got a substitution
Phoebus,
for the
okay.
Phantoms.
17 in for 16. 17 is Angel Perkins. She's in for
Mallory Griffith.
Mallory Griffith.
All right, so the leadoff batter for the Phantoms here.
Talk a little bit about Angel before. I don't know if she's going to get up to bat or not, but she's got a 4.2 GPA. She will be receiving the Zooms Award for this softball team. She's got a .915 fielding average.
Your leadoff batter is also the Phoebus player of the game, Samantha Haraway. 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Scored a couple of runs, knocked a couple in. She's been instrumental in the Phoebus effort as her team leads 8-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. She's behind on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside, ball and 2. Crabber infielders playing, and this one is hit to the shortstop. Up with it, over to first in time for the first out of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up
Amanda
10,
Crocker.
Amanda Crocker. She is 0 for 3. She is due. Fouled out of play. Oh, and 1 the count. This one again hit to the shortstop. And this time off the glove. I'm going to have to call that an error on the first baseman. That ball.
That should have been caught.
Yep.
And I believe the runner should have gone down to second.
I believe you're right. So Amanda Crocker watch the replay here. You're going to see the ball coming to the second baseman, just couldn't hold on to it. This one hit back to the pitcher. Shucker over to second for one, and not even going to draw the throw at first, and that's a good idea.
Yeah, that was Alicia Mikowski.
Mikowski, who grounds out 1-3.
And that brings up Angel Perkins. So Angel gets up to bat good.
Yep, Angel Perkins, the aforementioned 4.2 GPA. See, yep. I remember.
Oh, you got a good memory, Tim.
I don't know about that.
Well, that's because I just said it a few minutes ago.
I forgot. I heard it somewhere. Oh, yeah, I heard you say that. Ball is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and that allows Mikulski to go down to second base. So the Phantoms would love to get another insurance run here.
Yes, they would. Angel played as a sophomore and then didn't play last year as a junior and is back playing again this year.
So runner at second.
Oh, you got to hold of that one right to the right fielder.
Good metal on the ball, but fly it out to right field for the final out of the Phantom half of the seventh. So they end the 7 innings with 9 hits and 8 runs. And now it'll be up to Jackie Ward to keep the Crabbers from rallying here. They're down by 4.
Well, they're still right about at the right up close to the top of the batting order, aren't they?
Well, they are. The Tiara Jones, the leadoff batter, was the final out of the 6th inning. So they
got 2, 3, and 4 coming up.
Yep, they have the top of the order more or less. So Jackie Ward will need to.
So we got some changes going on, I think.
I'm not sure anyone ever went and retrieved that ball that went over the fence behind us. But
I didn't see anybody that looked like they wanted to jump that fence. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of area to get across fence. Here we got something Rudy's going to give us to us.
Oh, all of that and all we had was that.
All right, for Hampton then, number 2, Angel, how do you pronounce that?
Oh, I don't know. Ligozio? Just call her Angel.
Okay, she's in for Tiara Jones.
Apologize. We don't get phonetical pronunciations of some of these players, and the last thing we want to do is mispronounce the names, but unfortunately can't help you there too much. Amanda Hafes is the leadoff batter, and she fouls it back. She is the Hampton player of the game. Sacrificed, got a couple of hits, scored a run, had an RBI. She's done a little bit of everything.
Well, let's see if I got anything on Angel here. No.
0-1 the count. Ooh. 1-1 is the count.
She said, what do I got to do? Jackie said,
that one looked
looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, you know, there isn't an umpire that I know of. Oh, nice hit down the third baseline. That ball is fair, and that'll go for extra innings as it's misplayed by the left fielder.
Twice.
And Hafes is going to be waved home, and she'll score.
Inside the park, homer.
See, do I know how to pick the player of the game or what?
I guess you do.
4 hits. That was a extra base hit and then an error on the additional play. I can't quite give her a home run on that one. But.
Well, yeah, but you're right. There was an error on the left fielder, but showed good speed.
Oh yeah, never stopped running. So the Crabbers now tighten this game up with the home run by Hafes to home run, the triple and the error. A run scored nonetheless. And that is her 4th hit of the ball game and the 2nd run she scored.
Well, 4 for 4. We'll get it to her. You want it?
That'll do it. Brittany Butler, who's had a good afternoon.
She went 4 for 4, and Samantha Haraway went 3 for 4.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty good deal.
But Butler's first pitch is fouled out of play. 8-5 is our game now. Crabbers trying to rally here in the bottom of the 7th. She pops it up. Left fielder is under it and makes the grab for out number 1. And now Jasmine Villas is your batter. Or Vias. I think it's called Vias. I want to make it Villas, but it's Vias.
Well, regardless, she's a freshman.
And we think that she might be related to Justin Vias, who is a pitcher for the Hampton boys team. Has been very successful.
Catch that, Tim.
Is this me? Is this me? Nope, didn't quite get there. I'll guarantee you one thing. There was no lack of effort on the part of Miss Haraway.
Miss Haraway has been all over the.
Well, she's dived for every ball that she's semi-close to. She's not going to hold back. She's going after it. That's the kind of play you love to see. Hustle and disregard for your health. I'd like to see it if you're the.
Well, she does have some protection on her knees, which is nice.
Yep. And the umpire got that one on the shin. That one stings. He says,
oh, you
ouch.
see Rudy doing a little two-step there.
Yeah, Rudy says, my, that did hurt. Umpires get hurt too. 0-2. That one's fouled out of play.
Right off the end of the bat. May have been a ball, but you got to protect the plate. You got to try to get something going.
Rudy, it looks like that ball must have
hit him in the hand. I think
he's
shaking his right hand.
Yeah, he's.
I think he's got shin protectors on.
This one hit to the right side. First baseman drifted over there to try and get to it, and we've got a collision at first, and the runner will be safe. That ball was fading the whole way. First baseman started to go to play the ball, then realized she would have to get back to first to cover because the second baseman was coming, and then basically it ended up with a collision of the two, and the runner too, for that matter.
And we'll give her an error, huh?
Well, you know,
what are we going to do?
I think that she might have been on there anyway.
Well, let's give her a hit.
Let's give her a hit. We can be magnanimous. This one's popped up, and Vias needs to get back to first base. And she's tagged out, double play, end of ball game. So another mental error by the player. The Hampton side is saying, "Wait a minute, she's not out," but she was tagged.
Yeah,
she was off the bag, and even though she was standing on second, it didn't matter. She needed to be on first.
She needed to be standing on first. Well, our players of the game, David Buckwalder and John Roberts, have helped us do the engraving ink. Island Sport Good Player of the Game. Tiffany Hafes of the Crabbers and Samantha Haraway of the Phantoms.
And again, we want to thank our corporate sponsors as our good friends at Zooms with 13 Peninsula locations to serve you, and in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. Well, Bob, that's going to do it for our spring and really for our regular season. So with any opportunity to do some playoffs, should some Hampton City School teams advance in either softball or baseball.
And if it's the day that we can do it, it's not a Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday when the school board meeting, we will do it, I hope.
All right, so that's going to do it. Our final score here from Lindsay Field is Phoebus 8, and they improved their record to 9-8, and Hampton 5, and their record falls to 5-12. For the Channel 46 crew and Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everybody.